Hello everyone. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So obviously in the last video that I did, I was riding on the new X3, which is the shorter clean that I've got. It's an aluminium one rather than the carbon one, and I had a great time over at Wheel Kitty. Still a bit strange, but I'm going to see how this goes today. I've literally got about an hour before it gets dark. I've just finished work and everything for the day, but I just wanted to come out and have a hop because it's going to rain again later in the week. So yeah, just going to get on it and see how it goes. I have rolled my bars forwards a bit. Don't know how I'm going to feel about that, but we will see, because last time it just felt like the front end was just really high, so maybe this will help out. But yeah, if you haven't already, please do go and subscribe, and just going to have a hop around here and see how this goes. Oh. Initially quite weird already. I don't know if rolling the bars forward was a good idea, but oh. Potentially a terrible idea. I might end up going and rolling them back in a minute. Move my levers a little bit. Really cold out here. I haven't warmed up properly, but hopefully get some energy into my shoulders. That does feel really weird having the bars that far forwards. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's just something I need to get a bit more used to. The bike does feel really tight. It feels really nice, like it wants to do things. Yeah. I'm just going to see, because I rolled the bars forward quite a lot, but if I roll them back a bit to sort of where they were, is that better? It's a lot of trial and error, no pun intended, in finding the right setup for a new bike. And even if it's a bike you've ridden for a while, finding the setup which works for you, because a lot of the time people will just set a bike up and they'll be like, yeah, that's just about right. And we don't go into it. And when you're getting to the more complicated stuff, if you're held back by something, if you feel like you're kind of going, I can't really progress any further, maybe just a change in setup rather than changing actual components could be really helpful. Because these bars are obviously not designed to be ridden like facing straight upwards. I guess unless you're on 24-inch, which maybe they would be okay on that, a street bike like an Inspired or something. I'm going to actually pull the bars up relatively high, higher than I had them the other day, and see how they feel like that. One thing I am cautious of as well is over tightening bolts, because I over tightened my stem preload bolt the other day and nearly stripped out the insert of a 400-pound set of forks. Luckily the insert can be replaced relatively easily, but I still don't want to over tighten these bolts too much. But you've got to tighten them just enough so that the bars don't slip. I've got bar paste on them, and to be fair, the only time carbon bars have ever slipped on me is when I've been doing a big drop gap, and I can just guarantee I'm not going to be doing any of them today. So apologies if that's what you were hoping for. See, I might get on this and go, oh, this is horrible, these are too high. Move levers down a bit. All right, let's see how that feels. Feels like they're not tight enough. That's what it feels like. Which is crazy because they do look quite tight. But again, just really carefully Oh no. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. There, that should be better. That does feel nicer. But will it feel nicer when I'm doing something bigger? I don't know. I have to go and try. Let's try something else and find out. Gap to rear, and then we'll try a gap to front. Feels all right. Now this is a weird gap to front, I have to admit, because it's obviously on a slant. So you either have to tilt yourself in the air that way, so you land level on there, but gravity's going to be pulling you that way, or you go straight on and you sort of take the tyre fold. I'm going to try and aim for some kind of middle ground, but we will see. Whoa! That was weird, having slightly higher bars, because I completely, basically missed what I was aiming for. Just tighten the front brake up a little bit. Yeah, the front wheel went way above where I thought it was going to land. There we go. I will say this as well, after 25 years of riding bikes, but it's been about the last 10, 12 years of riding with Maguras and grinding rims, because for such a long time I ran disc brakes. I have never used rosin until recently. I'd had this dead grind on this rim and I was like, oh, do I need to grind it again? And Alex Dart convinced me, just whack a bit of rosin on it. It's really good now. It was a bit sticky to start with, but now it feels really, really nice, so I'm happy about that. Whoa, not quite. You know, what definitely did feel better was actually bouncing back off that and having not such an incredibly long bike to try and pull back off it. But yeah. Now you know what I'm going to try here first. I'm actually going to try a little one bouncing up onto that thing from on there, and then I will try this gapper, and then do want to try the big gap down, because that would be a really nice tester. So this is here now. This is short. Yeah, there is not enough room to one bounce up that. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. Well, can I tap up it though? That's the question. And it is going to have to be a literal bounce the front wheel on it and boof up, hopefully. Whoa, nearly. So much easier than on the longer bike. Just, you think, how much difference does 20 mil, 2 centimetres, how much does that difference does that make? A lot, I would say. I'd have been way more cramped. I don't think I would have got anywhere near that on the first try on a longer bike. And I am wondering as well, when I get the K1 cut down, do I go 1070, which is what this is, I think, or do I go 1065? Does that 5 millimeters, half a centimetre, does that make that much of a difference? Nice. That felt really nice. Okay. Now you will be noticing there's a lot of creaking going on down here, and that is bearings in the bottom bracket. They are shot. There's no two ways about it. I need to get some new ones. Right, up to front. Really nice. No problems there. It definitely feels so much nicer just being this much shorter. Yeah, just being able to switch so much easier. So yeah, that's good. All right, let's suck it up and go for a big gap. I've got a stone in my shoe though. All of the excuses. Whoa. Well, my brain didn't want to kick at that. Absolutely would fly over this on the old bike. And I guess that was a thing that the longer bike just gave you, I don't know, it gave you more confidence. But I did also do the 9-footer at Wheel Kitty on this on Sunday, so this shouldn't be too bad. Come on. Oh, just about held that. See if we can get that a bit nicer. Much better. Oh, okay, let's try something else. I'm gonna have a go at decent little side op. Now it feels like this has actually moved a bit because I can see the motor guys have been whacking that and they've actually pushed it off that end, which is it's fair enough. This was designed all to be ridden, but it means my takeoff's going to be a bit sketchier. And it's 47 inches at this end. It's much lower at that end. And I was sort of, this bike was making me go a bit to front the other day when I was riding it, but yeah, should be all right. Oh God, I very, very, very nearly died there. What I really feel like this bike is doing is it gives me more time. It gives me more time to get comfy on the back wheel and set up, which is nice. Still doesn't change the fact this is a horrible takeoff. I would like, to be honest, be trying a nicer side op than this because it's got big gnarly bits to hurt yourself on there. Don't know what I did wrong there, but I felt better. Whoa, just about. Everything about that was horrible, but it was fine. I got up it. Wish it was nicer, but here we are. Now here's one I haven't done yet. And this is kind of what I always sort of do when I come here, is I try and go, let's do something I haven't done yet. And I haven't done this gap over to that one, which is about 7 or 8 feet, but it's off this corner. So quite nasty, but I'm gonna see if we can make that happen. But I will need to, obviously, move the camera to make that work. So the thing with this as well is it looks like on the camera, it looks like I'm going straight on at it, but you've actually got to get right over to this edge. And it's the wrong edge for me as well. If it was over to my right, it'd be easier because I'm left foot forward, so I've got to turn away from the way that I want to go. So yeah, but hopefully it'll be all right. Oh, that just felt so strange. Honestly feels like my bars are moving, but they can't be. It's so tight on there. No, it feels fine. It's okay. Whoa! Yeah, that was all right. Spins so much nicer. Classic tap. Haven't tried one of these yet, really. Only a small one, really, but you know. I'd like to think with this bike I could pedal up to back wheel without the tap more easily. I mean, that really should be the case. Nope. It's the first time I've tried to tap it, so you can forgive me. The last thing I tapped this on, I think, was a nuke proof. Oh no, it would have been the Trek, I think. Nice. Let's try that from a half pedal stroke. Even closer. so nice. So much nicer having it that bit shorter. That's where it's really lovely. Let's find out what the up to front is like. Yeah, sweet. Lovely. So I guess now it's kind of time to stop mucking around and try something bigger. So I've done this a few times, which is just a really short but a tall up to front. I have pedalled it. Don't think I'm going to do that today. I'm going to try it from static because I've got much more control there. But yeah, it's really got to get to the edge of this concrete plinth and then dive right over the front, and that's going to be weird on this, and I haven't tried it yet on anything, so here we go. Oh my god, that looks huge. That looks massive in comparison to what I've done before. See, this is it. This is where it's like, in my brain I go, oh god, have I made a huge mistake? Because I've taken all the length off of this, and the length was what I used to use to get onto things like this. Whoa. That feels very odd. Very, very odd. Because of course, yeah, with the longer bike, the front wheel was just so much higher and nearer to it. And I kind of also had more leverage. This is now quite different, so yeah. But it's different that I have to get used to. Because it's demonstrable. All the guys have gone to riding shorter bikes, and I'm a big fan of saying don't always follow the crowd. But it was, the longer bike was really killing me, like on certain things. And this does feel better. And I know I can do this, it just feels scarier. And I have to kind of figure out a different way of doing it. It's just because when I dip the front, it goes below the top of the tyre so much more than it did on the old bike. Whoa! Yeah, when I'm there, it just feels like I run out of leverage, which is really weird because it's like the front wheel's on, but I just need to learn to lean more. And that's where I was like, maybe rolling the bars forward a bit would have helped. And maybe I still will at some point, but yeah. I was like, I'm going to do it this time. I know I'm going to do it this time. And still, it just felt so weird. It does feel a lot nicer getting onto the back wheel like this. Like, I whacked everything on the stem there. Owie, owie, owie. Oh, that wasn't fun. I have to remind myself this is part of the process. This is part of just relearning, like riding something different. And this is really different. And it's beautiful to side up. When I was at Wheel Kitty, I was like floating up stuff. But a side up is very different from a short range up to front like this. Thing is, I've done this to back. I've done it from static straight up to back wheel. I mean, yeah, my shoulder's not in a great state, so it's probably asking a lot. All of this is asking a lot, to be honest. I don't know why I'm being so optimistic, but that's my curse. Perpetual optimist. Couldn't even bring myself to kick at that. How weird. And I think this is the thing you have to be aware of, is that if you are going to change from something long to something short, it's going to feel bloody odd for a bit. It's going to feel really, really strange getting the hang of learning these different techniques again. And this is a horrible line, but regardless, it is a horrible line that I used to... I'd have... If I was trying this on the longer bike as many times as I tried it now, I would have made it that number of times. I wouldn't have got it wrong. So this is strange. And it's like not a case of just putting in more power, which I really want to do. it's a case of getting the technique right and putting the power in the right place. And, you know, that's trials. That's why I should rename this channel. That's trials. That is bike trials. Like Oliver Stone. Whoa, just about. And my God, I had to turn a lot to get it. Oh. That was nowhere near as nice as what I'm capable of, but okay, baby steps. So this one should be much easier. It's from here up to that, which is definitely wider than the one I was just trying, but it's much lower. It's below bar height, so yeah. But again, it's still a gap to front. It's still going in uphill, none of which are ideal kind of issues. But yeah. Okay, that was nice. Right, that felt really good. That felt nicer than when I did it on the K1. So, happy days. What? No. Whoa. Whoa, that'll do. Wasn't going to push my luck. So this is one I haven't done in a while, really, and it's not like a new school kind of trialsy line, but it is hard. So it's this big slanted Lego block, and the bottom of it is, what's that, at least 22 inches off the ground. So it's not like a ramp you have to ride up, you have to bunny hop up this bit and then lunge the next bit and then swap up onto the top and then drop down. Yeah, which I'm hoping doing this a couple of times might actually make me feel better about pedaling into things. So see how this goes. Or might knock my teeth out. I'm going to give up bicycles and become a full-time therapist. Yes. Okay, bit different. Again, much nicer to drop back off without having such a big, long bike. Whoa. Yeah. Now, people before have gapped that and then gone down. I do not feel like that today. Oh, that were all right. Weird gapper. I'm going to try this to front, and then I would like to see if I can get it to back. I must have done this to back. I'm sure I've done this to back on the clean. The other clean. I just keep remembering what bike I'm riding. Maybe some rosin on that front rim wouldn't hurt. So much nicer to switch. like that, it was so much nicer to switch. The weird thing is, on the long bike, I usually would have gone straight. Like, my back wheel would have landed pretty much where my front wheel was. There, with this, I always seem to swing it out. Going up onto those tyres, I really had to swing it out. But yeah, oh man. Very tired. The daylight is really, really running out now, and I've only ridden this small section at the bottom, which is just another example of how great I think United Downs is. By the time this video comes out, we may well have had the first British National round here, which hopefully would have been a fantastic success. If it wasn't, then it wasn't, but you know, fingers crossed. What is it now? It's about 20 days away from now, 25 days. But yeah, right. Gapper to rear. Whoa, that went really nicely. I didn't think that would go. Oh, the creakiness though, my God. Another big gap, yeah, why not? This is the kind of stuff that's good because it's just forcing me to kick and get used to the bike. Creakiness. That's the best, that's the easiest I've ever made that. So good. Nice. Tricky line here from this rounded one up onto that thing there. And I'll see if I can get another angle afterwards if I can get this, because we're obviously very much nearing the end of the day, and yeah. Oh, I was banging around there for way too long. It does balance really nicely on the back wheel, and again, I'm just getting used to the fact that it stands in one place really nicely. I think it's going to dramatically, I hope, dramatically improve my accuracy. No. So obviously, just being off this rounded thing, you really don't have a choice. You have to be on it perfectly. And it's a rounded thing that is pointing in the wrong direction. It's like 20 degrees off from where you want to go. So you've got the tiniest point to get it on and get it right. Otherwise, you're going to kick hard and fully Ollie Waitman your face into that. There we go. Whoa. Didn't expect that to go, but wow. I'm glad it did. Oh, you know what? That'll do. You can see how round it is. No, not tonight. That's not going to go. I can't even see it properly. Yeah, I know it looks quite bright out here, but it's actually really very dark. And the weather's, yeah, clouds have come in, so it's not a very bright evening particularly. But yeah, and it's 6:30 and I need to go home. But thank you so much for watching this video. Just a bit of a muck around really, just me riding, getting used to this thing. Oh God, there's a big part of me that's like, go back to the longer bike, go back to the longer bike. Like, and that's going to take a while actually, I think, for me to figure out. I think I'm going to try and give this a bit more of a time than I did the last one, but this feels so nice. It feels so nice on certain things and others not so much. Like certain gaps to front I just feel very, very strange on. So yeah, we will see. But thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. I'll see you all next week for whatever we have then. All right, take care, bye bye.